Yep, got the Pepsi too. I would that was. Yeah, I'm so hungry. Okay. Mr. Clerk.
Councilwoman Pearl,
Present.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Present.
Councilwoman Dr. Tiffany Worthy,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Nathaniel Anderson,
Present.
Mayor Kaya T. McIntosh,
Present. Do the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Fault, we can go right into the first executive session resolution. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Well, this is here, given that notice was sent in compliance with chapter 231 of the public laws of 1975 to the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Trenton Times, and Burlington County Times stating the date, time, and the agenda to be extended is known.
Resolution.
Resolution 2024-183, resolution authorizing an executive closed session in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, ETSAC to discuss personnel matters, contract negotiations, and pending and potential litigation.
I need a motion to go into executive session. So moved. Second. Moved by Dr. Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes.
No.
Executive back here. Yeah.
Okay.
You heard about fire, right?
Yeah, Second.
No. Apparently with the geological team, but
The what?
the geological, when they do the soils and everything else.
Wow. RPE?
RV had another station. They was, it's testing.
Okay, I need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Councilwoman. Moved by Councilwoman Whitfield, seconded by me. Dr. Worthy. That was the second.
I'm ready.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Pearl,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. Well, welcome, everyone. I'm glad thank you for coming out. You came out in the rain. So, Mr. Well, you can proceed.
Okay.
Prayer.
Well, we tabled the proclamations.
Yes.
We canceled them, so,
That prayer.
oh, Mr. Parrish, if you wouldn't mind.
Maybe come to the microphone.
Right up to my.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this time, Lord. In the name of Jesus, God, we ask you, Lord, to bless each and every one under the sound of my voice. Lord, we ask you, Lord, to bless every council right now in the name of Jesus, God. Bless the meeting, Lord. Bless it to be prosperous in the name of Jesus, Lord. We ask you, Lord, to just bless each and every one, Lord, with good health and strength. Bless our community. Touch, heal, deliver, set free. We just thank you right now, even through the inclement weather, God. We ask you to bless us and keep us safe, even as we go home to our several homes. Just cover right now with your precious blood. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Harris, we can get started.
Good evening, everyone. Very briefly, I'll give some updates on what's been happening in the municipality since we last met. Our inspections department, there have been over 500 inspections completed between July 1st and July 23rd. They have collected over $47,000 in revenue. Last night, we did participate in they did participate in a National Night Out that was sponsored by our police department. I will thank Captain Bucks for another wonderful, successful National Night Out here in Willingboro. The energy was great, the participation was great, and each year it just gets a little bit better and better. Our DPW has been very busy this week supporting recreation and preparing for the Jazz Fest, which is on Sunday. They are continuing with the road program, cutting out and resurfacing, repairing potholes in various streets throughout the municipality. And in case you haven't noticed, we do have our two Clean Communities ambassadors who have been keeping the roads and the catch basins here in Willingboro clean. They've been working 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, and I really can begin to see the difference in the cleanliness of our streets here in Willingboro. Quickly with our fire department and EMS, the 10th Annual Youth Fire Academy concluded on July the 20th. There were 22 fire cadets that graduated at the ceremony. Congratulations to them all. The fire department also was the recipient of a silver performance level plaque for their achievements in online training. This recognition was awarded to the departments or two departments who achieved a minimum requirement for performance in 5 separate metrics: the hours of training assigned, the hours of training completed, user activity, external training, and training assignment completion. And the fire department excelled in all of those categories. Regarding our public safety, we We currently have 5 officers who are in their 14-week field training program. We do have 2 sergeants who will be retiring from the department, one in December and then one in January of next year. Sergeant Mishner and Sergeant Jennifer Mitnick. Both sergeants will have 25 years in their service to the township, which makes them eligible for retirement. Back on July 1st, we did institute our traffic safety unit, which was officially deployed. Since their inception of their first month, there have been 445 incidents, 316 motor vehicle stops, 167 summonses were issued. There were 8 arrests made, 7 vehicles were impounded. They did respond to 22 accidents and 43 ordinance violations. I think that is a banner start for our traffic division, and I thank Captain Bucks and his leadership in enrolling that out within our police department. Our community affairs department, I'm sorry, due to the spread of the long COVID, seniors in the senior center are being advised to wear a mask at the senior center, especially during their bingo activities, which seems to be the largest gathering of seniors in the center. They're referred to the referred veterans to the Burlington County Military and Veteran Services to assist both active duty military personnel and veterans of Burlington County. This particular office is dedicated to assisting military members and veterans and their families and establish both eligibility and entitlement to veterans benefits. This in July of 2024. Our recreation department has also been very busy. Pennypacker Pool was officially opened on July the 13th. The last day for the season will be August the 11th, after which we will continue to do further repair investigative work on the pool. So far, recreation has sold 7,358 bands at the pools, totaling $36,790. This doesn't include 7-day tags or seasonal tags. They have concluded their last Friday Night Live music series, which was held back on July 26th. Was a very successful event with 700 participants who came out to enjoy the music on those evenings. Their Aquapalooza drive-in movie event was held on July the 27th with close to 100 people who came to the pool to enjoy the movie Kung Fu Panda 4. And again, we'll have a little bit more information on it in just a minute, but our Jazz Festival is on Sunday, and we are looking forward to another phenomenal event. I just want to take a moment to recognize Ms. Dion Bolden, who is our acting director of our recreation department. She is being recognized as one of the 2024 Outstanding Women of Burlington County for her services in government work. And I just want to acknowledge her achievement. Just the summation of some of the projects that are going on in our municipality. We are still working on the library chiller. There have been chunks of metal that are just continuing to exist in the piping. Are present. They're too large to go through the new system. We have been flushing and flushing and flushing the system, and after 40 to 50 flushes, we are still running into a significant problem with sediment in the piping. Last week, we thought we had some progress, but again, the debris in the piping is much too voluminous and too large for us to feel comfortable to run it through the new chiller, as it would have the potential to cause damage to the new chiller and the cooling tower. We are proposing a chemical be added to a chemical wash be added to the system that would break down that metal, bringing it to a level which we would be able to comfortably push it through the piping or wash it out through the piping, enabling us to connect the condenser and the chilling tower and get that system up. We had no idea that it would take this long, based on what our anticipated install time was. But this is the result of poor proper or previous maintenance from our previous maintenance companies on that chiller system. If all goes well, we do hope that the library will be open again and functional Wednesday or Thursday of next week. PSC&G has reached out to the township. They are required to hold emergency response drills every few years as a requirement by the BPU. They have asked if they could host this year's event here in Willingboro because of the large amount of work that they are doing here in the township. Really, one has nothing to do with the other, but we are just trying to get good synergy with them in our community. This event will be held at the JFK Center and it will be monitored by state and federal observers. There will be a viewing area for any public officials that wish to be present, and we are going to reach out to our neighbors in our surrounding communities, invite them to come and witness or observe as well. The drill is expected to last for 4 hours, and it is scheduled for August 13th from 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. The rain date is August the 20th, and this will not disrupt any of the operations at the JFK Center. The township is a member of the Professional Municipal Management Joint Insurance Fund. They are offering a training on preparing for First Amendment audits. First Amendment audit are those individuals who come with their cameras into government complexes and challenge you to throw them out, I guess you would say. So we just want to make sure that our staff knows how to handle those situations and absolve us from any liability from doing the wrong things. There will be 2 one-hour sessions in Willingboro for our employees being held on August the 22nd. Session 1 would be from 9:30 to 10:30, and then again from 11 to 12 again, and that will be held at the JFK Banquet Center. At this time, I am going to ask Ms. Jackson if she will come and give us an update on our community events. And after that, our engineer, Mr. Hugh Doherty, is here, which will just update us briefly on a few projects and answer any questions the governing body may have. Ms. Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, members of council, and all those assembled. August is a busy month, so I'll try to get through it quickly. On Friday, August 9th, Senator Singleton will be hosting an MBC mobile van at the Kennedy Center from 9 a.m. to 3. You can visit our Facebook page or Senator Singleton's website for more information regarding how to register and sign up for services such as Real ID and registration renewal, but that will be at the Kennedy Center on Friday. Also on Friday, we will be celebrating 15 cadets who will graduate from our Willingboro Police Department, Youth Police Academy. So we definitely extend congratulatory wishes to the cadets and their families regarding that. We are now preparing, as you heard, for our 41st annual Jazz Fest. We're so excited. Yay. Okay. This event will be held on Sunday, August 11th from beginning at noon. The park will open at 11 a.m. I have received several inquiries about how much does the Jazz Festival cost. So just as a reminder, the Jazz Festival is free. There is a fee to park within the park, but other than that, there is no fee to come out and enjoy the festivities. This year's featured guests are Kindred Family Soul and Dwelle and a host of special guests. So we are looking forward to that. And then, of course, on Saturday, August 10th, we will host our annual comedy show at the Kennedy Center. Doors to the event open at 7 and will begin at 8 p.m. This is another free event courtesy of our own Deputy Mayor Nat Anderson, and this year's host is Marshall Brandon. So we are looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be busy, but I think it's going to be fun. The Back to School Wellness event will be held on Saturday, August 17th. This year's event is positioned to top last year's event. So this year, we're partnering with Burlington County Action Partnership. In addition to offering resources to educate, inform, and assist our residents as it relates to drug education, health, and wellness, we will be transforming the Kennedy Center into a carnival-like atmosphere. So we'll have some games and activities for all to enjoy, and we're looking forward to that. And of course, we will be giving away book bags to all students in attendance. So there is a registration form on our website for more information regarding that endeavor. On Thursday, August 22nd, the fire department will host Touch a Truck from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Kennedy Center. Great silent event for our children to come out and touch some of the cool vehicles and check out the interiors of emergency vehicles and other special trucks. So we're looking forward to hosting that another time this year. And then on Monday, August 26th, the police department will be hosting a special session on preventing scams. And this event will be held at the Kennedy Center from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. More information is available on our website. The Senior Center will be hosting a farmers market next Tuesday from 10 a.m. to noon for our county residents age 60 and over. And then on Thursdays during the month of August, the Senior Center will also be hosting wellness workshops from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The maximum attendance for these sessions is 35. So for more information regarding that, you can call 609-877-8444. As you heard of the Pennypacker Club, who will be closing this week, but Country Club, who will remain open daily through Labor Day from 11 a.m. to 6. So more information, you can certainly contact the Recreation and Parks Department. We will close out our summer activities with the second annual Borough on Borough. So as an update, we have decided to move this event to Saturday, September the 7th. We're trying to streamline some of the logistics and additional responsibilities that go along with the planning. So it will be held on Saturday, September 7th, and the tickets will go on sale very, very soon. So I encourage all those who are interested in this very special Willingboro White Party to please follow us on Facebook and visit our website and subscribe to our daily, to our Willingboro Weekly, because that information will be shared during those channels. And also, just as a reminder, there is a Willingboro Master Plan Survey in circulation at this time. The deadline is the end of August. So we will continue to remind you of the opportunity to share your feedback about Willingboro and how you would like to see it look in the near future. And your feedback is definitely appreciated. Thank you. Any questions? Everybody good? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Doherty?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for inviting me to present our engineer's report this evening. I do believe you have a copy of my engineer's report dated August 2024. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights because Mr. Harris had already hit some of the items in our report. Just starting with number one, A through G. It's fairly lengthy, but I'm just going to break it down. Fantastic news about the road program. We have 14 roads that have been paved this year, and we're also scheduled to pave Marshall Lane this year as well. In keeping with council's focus on aging infrastructure, we're also making repairs to our sidewalks. That's a contract that's out, and also our stormwater this year. In 2025, we'll also be paving 15 more streets using the infrastructure bank funds, which Mr. Harris had put that together for the council. Part of our aging infrastructure includes our pools, and Mr. Harris had mentioned the pools. While Country Club and Pennypacker were open this year, we are still investigating the ongoing leakage at the pools. The latest round of testing will take place after the pools closed. At Pennypacker, it's August 13th and 14th is when we're going to do that. And our goal there is to present the council with a comprehensive proposal to evaluate all three of the pools, so Hawthorne, Country Club, and Pennypacker, to include recommendations and a budget estimates for 2025 and beyond. Jumping ahead to number 4 on my engineer's report, we continue to assist the township with maintaining compliance with New Jersey DEP stormwater rules. On number 5, our JFK Performing Arts Center, we've had a very productive meeting on July 9th with Dr. Worthy, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Harris, and his staff. and our design team to keep the project moving forward. Since our meeting, we've been working diligently with our township entertainment consultant, Bobby Duckett, to resolve open issues with the changes in scope. Given the age of the building, we have been meeting weekly and working to resolve any of the existing utility issues. And there's still some structural issues, electrical, power, power source, fire suppression issues, and the roof as well. And one example on the coordination with the roof, there's some roof repairs that are needed, but we need to move the solar panels before we can do the roof repairs. So we now anticipate the Performing Arts Center to be ready by the end of the year. Moving on to the rest of my report, we continue to work with the staff to identify opportunities for funding for various projects, and that's through the Green Acres program. That's through DOT municipal aid, which we filed an application for. Also the bikeway programs, alternatives, the alternatives program, and also brownfields and HDSRF funding. And that I wanted to go briefly, Mr. Harris asked me to be brief. So if there's any questions from the council, that's my report for this evening.
Does anyone, any council have questions? Dr. Worthy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Doherty. I appreciate the report. I heard you mention the end of the year for the Performing Arts Center for completion. Would it be ready for us to do perhaps a council meeting in the theater December? We have 2 meetings that month, December 3rd or December 17th. We can discuss it as a council, of course, but I really want you all to consider, a targeted date for us to be able to get in there in this space before the end of the year versus by December 31st. And then, we know what that means, February. So hopefully we're able to get in there. So I'd just like a little bit more specificity with end of the year. Also, I noticed the restock was mentioned in terms of the equipment. Can you share a bit more about what's going on with the restocking of the old sound equipment that we asked to be returned several months ago?
Right, so we have asked the contractor to restock that. It's basically now part of the contract.
Mhm.
And the contractor has, to my knowledge, hasn't restocked it yet. But we are also working with the entertainment consultant, Bobby Duckett, to see if there's some components of that we can use. So that there is an ongoing discussion with regard to some of the lighting and some of the other components that we may use.
Understood for the lighting. I know for the sound, it was already decided that we couldn't use any parts of the sound system. That was the initial request a few months ago to restock that so that we don't end up with any restocking charges that would need to be paid. So I
Right,
guess,
and we are working with the contractor to get that returned. We have directed him
Understand.
to do it. And we'll just stay after him to get it restocked.
I understand. It's been months of that response. So I'm just trying to get to when is it going to be restocked? I just don't want you to come back next month and then share with us a restocking fee.
Right.
Because we've been, very persistent with, the request to restock those materials.
Right, I agree. And we are working with the contractor. As you know, we had, he had pulled off site for a little while, so he's looking to remobilize. And then once he'd remobilize, he would be returning that equipment.
I understand. I
Should
just
be
wanted
within
to-
the next month.
Okay,
would
I
anticipate.
just want to be clear on the record that the council has made this request several times. And even though Pannoni decided to demobilize the contractor, that was not a council decision. I just don't want us to be penalized as a municipality for restocking fees. So we're working diligently to keep that from happening. So that's why I keep underscoring, please restock the items. We have no interest in paying restocking fees.
Right, I understand. And
Okay,
and that
thank
is,
you.
I put that letter out there and I did delay the contract in the best interest of the township, because had we not delayed the contract or because we have that provision in the contract, the contractor could have come after the township for delays of work. So I suspended the contract so we wouldn't be burdened with an additional delayed claim.
I appreciate your efforts. Also for the pool, you mentioned 3 pools. We do only have 2 in Willingboro, so I want to make sure, you mentioned a pool in Hawthorne.
Hawthorne, yes.
I'm not aware of a pool in
Yeah.
Hawthorne.
We had talked earlier in the year that it's defunct at the moment.
Right, it's
Oh.
under, yeah,
But, and has been for a long time. But
Right.
There was some discussion with Mr. Harris and I about bringing that pool back to life, kind of.
Okay, so what you're saying is when you do the proposal or when you look at everything, you're looking at what it would take to bring that pool back
Sure.
as well as repair the pools that we have
Correct.
existing. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Those are my questions. Thank you,
No,
Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Worthy. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Worthy.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty, and that concludes our report for this evening.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harris. Are there any questions about Mr. Harris's update? Any questions?
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Harris, thank you for your report. Very comprehensive as usual. I did have a question about the installation of the road cans that were discussed at the last meeting. Do we have a target date for when those trash cans will be installed?
So those cans were ordered.
Okay. 18-15 weeks from when? Oh, okay, so they were just ordered. All right. And then at the next meeting, would it be possible to get a comprehensive ESIP update? I know we've been making progress on the ESIP.
Yes.
But I just don't know where we are in implementation of that currently. Also, I had mentioned, I think at the last meeting about ShotSpotter data. Will we be able to get some update or effectiveness of the ShotSpotter system that was installed this year? And then lastly, I had a question about the pools. And I know previously the pools used to be open until Labor Day. Is there a reason that we're closing them the day of the Jazz Fest this year? Closed early, but
Country Club.
Country Club's staying open. Okay. All right, thank you. That was all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In this, speaking of reports, Mr. Harris, I was wondering if, going forward, if perhaps council could get a report. We had started talking about, of businesses that are coming to town, or maybe exiting town, or maybe just moving around in the town. I know we have a lot of activity that's happening. I see, the building across from our firehouse. I see permits stuck up there. Just don't know what's going on with that. I know where Goodyear was, they're making progress on that building. It's taking some time, but I know, we have something coming there, even in Country Club Plaza. So I've seen the permits because I know activities going on, but just have no idea, what those businesses are, who's coming in, who's leaving. Yeah, so just if we could get more insight on that, I think that would be helpful for us, as well as if it could be shared with the Economic Development Committee so that they can just have awareness of what's going on in town. I'd appreciate that. And one other thing, and Madam Mayor, if this isn't the spot for it, just please let me know. I did see where Evesham Township and some other municipalities are moving to Tahoes. Their police departments are moving to Tahoes. They've talked about the increase in space, also the weight of the vehicle, and how it gives them more room. Their officers prefer the space arrangement and configuration in those vehicles, especially for like the supervisors, because those are their mobile offices. And so there's a shift with some of our neighboring municipalities and other municipalities in the area with going over to the Tahoes. They also talked about the speed of the Tahoes. They're not as fast as the vehicles that we have. And so the officers are a bit more deliberate in how they're driving. The vehicles end up lasting longer. It's a heavier vehicle. So I know that we have, procurement things to do. And I know that we have reduced fleets, but just wanted to share, that's what I've seen, and would just be curious what that could possibly look like for our municipality, if it's something that our police department is even interested in. They may not be, but I have seen some shifts there and just wanted to share that, since we are talking about capital and departmental things as well.
We can have that discussion with the police department. They pretty much spec out their fleet.
Okay,
And if they have an interest to moving into Tahoes, we can look at how that will cost, what that will cost, and see that we can make that happen.
okay. Thank you. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Anyone else?
Just one thing, I remember a
few months ago, I think I had mentioned, if we could do more of marketing our vacant lots and businesses that are currently vacant. Do you think we can do something like maybe with your team, some sort of marketing campaign or, even lawn signs just to have displayed, some places where they make sense, you know, as I've driven around other places and they have like lot for sale or rent or just to kind of market ourselves more physically and then also virtually, utilizing like our Facebook and IAG, you know, some sort of visual like market, you know, properties available, contact such and such, just to kind of trying to penetrate more businesses that we're looking for. Think we can do something like that?
Yeah, we are working on that exact same thing based on, I believe it was Evesham that does something very similar, one of our neighboring communities.
Maple
And we
Shade,
did get,
yeah.
we did get a model that we are working on.
Okay. All right,
And,
cool.
and that's, something we were working on. We brought, at the last executive, one of the executive sessions, that we did, you know, we had our first stab at it, but we just need we were looking to get someone to come help also with a marketing background to kind of help us,
Mhm.
gather the stuff. Cause right now we don't necessarily gather that information.
That's correct. We would really need to connect with a realtor or someone
Mhm.
who would, you know, have all that information and the contact information and the square footage and all that.
I think, yeah, and we could keep that as a priority. Thank you for bringing it back up.
Okay.
But keep it as a priority. Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Yeah, I think on the same lines as that, Councilwoman Perone, I know we had talked before about like a buy and borrow campaign or some sort of business directory on our website that just outlines the businesses that we have in Willingboro in an effort to highlight local economics. So if that's something we can pursue, I think that would also
Right.
contribute.
And the Economic Development Committee is still, you know, they're working on it. They've been going door to actually to businesses and gathering that information. So that is in progress, just so you know. But thank you for bringing that back up to the forefront. Anything else? Okay, Mr. Harris. Oh, okay, we'll go with the ordinance. You could start the ordinance.
Are we doing the public comment?
We do that after we go through. Yeah, we
Okay.
do that after we go. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Harris, I apologize. The explanation of the ordinances and resolutions.
So being presented for your consideration this evening is ordinance for introduction, ordinance number 13, which is our bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by Willingboro Township. We are appropriating $4 million, but issuing $3.8 million in bonds to finance the cost for various projects and purchases throughout the township for 2024. Ordinance 2024-14 is an ordinance to amend the code of the township to reflect some changes in different fees. In updating our ordinances to the same, the new fees would include such items as the block party fee. There are some fire and EMS fees. There are some inspection fees that aren't included in the current fee ordinance, and modifying some fees related to pool passes and the rental of a space at the senior center. Ordinance for public hearing and final adoption this evening are ordinance number 2024-11. This is an ordinance to amend ordinance number 2024-06 in order to amend the description of the project to our stormwater project to include the emergency repairs to the Pennypacker drain stormwater washout. That will enable us to use ARP monies to cover those costs. Ordinance number 2024-12 is an ordinance to authorize the township clerk to approve raffle licenses without a resolution from the governing body. Resolution is being presented for you this evening, resolution number 183, which is a resolution certifying the 2023 annual audit. This audit report had one finding on it wherein the township did not approve one budget transfer by resolution of the governing body, which is accompanied by the corrective action plan that was prepared by the CFO. Resolution number 185 is a resolution authorizing the approval of the corrective action plan. And it is recommended that the council reviews and approves this plan based on the finding from the 2023 audit. Resolution number 186 is a resolution authorizing the township to apply for the New Jersey Historic Trust Historic Site Management Grant for the Futura House. We are looking to obtain some grant monies to make modification to the Futura House. According to the fiscal officer at the New Jersey Historic Trust, we needed to adjust our grant portion to 18,750 opposed to the 15,000 that we had originally planned to contribute to that program. The difference being 370 or $3,750, which again would be included in our capital budget. Resolution number 187 is a resolution to participate in an electronic tax sale pilot program. The municipality wishes to participate in the pilot program for electronic tax sales. Electronic tax sales have been proven or as initiative that has been proven to provide a greater pool of potential lien buyers, thus creating an environment of a more complete tax sale process. So we would like to go ahead and participate in that pilot program here in Burlington County. Resolution number 188 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of agreement with United Food and Commercial Workers Union Local number 360. This is the union that represents our DPW employees. DPW workers have been working without a contract since 2021, I believe. And we have come to the table and finally come to significant concessions and agreements. There was a lot of cleanup language in the contract, but the biggest element is that DPW has agreed to include an additional shift in the township, currently our DPW employees work 7 to 3. But we know that the township is open from 9 to 5. So they did agree to include a 9 to 5 shift, which would enable them to provide services to Willingboro residents until regular close of business. That was one big thing in the contract. The other one was the increase to salaries and wages. We did incorporate or bring up our minimum wage for our DPW workers to $43,000. Currently, they were coming in at $16 to $18 an hour, equaling $36,000. It was very difficult to recruit and retain qualified help. So we did agree to raise up the minimum wage for the minimum salary for our DPW employees to $43,000 for our laborers, our building maintenance workers, laborers 3s and truck drivers will go to 50, and then equipment operators, mechanics, and senior public works repairmen will move to $55,000 as their base starting salaries for those positions. As far as salary increases, they will see a 2.5% increase for the contract year of 2021 and 2022. There will be a 2.75% contract increase for the year of 2023, which will be paid to them retroactively, as well as a 3% agreement in 2024 and in 2025, which is consistent with what all of the other unions have settled on. And then because they're settling out won't renegotiate again until 2026, they will see a 3.5% in that contract year. And the rest of the agreements pretty much was just language that needed to be clarified and cleaned up. So we were very clear as to what their responsibilities were to the township and what the township's responsibilities were to them. So if the governing body has no qualms, I would ask that you do go ahead and authorize the execution of this contract with our DPW employees. Resolution number 189 is a resolution to refund overpayment of taxes. Resolution number 190 is a resolution authorizing the foreclosure to foreclose on certain properties for delinquent taxes in the township of Willingboro. Willingboro has been desiring to acquire the property known as the Big D Marina for quite a bit of time. We have been working on this property for a few years, and we are at the point now where we are going to go ahead and foreclose or perform an in-rem tax foreclosure on those properties, which will take about 9 months to complete, after which Willingboro Township will become the owner of those properties, and then we can begin the remediation processes, if any are necessary, and put those out for economic development. And believe me, there are a lot of developers that have serious interest in that property. Resolution number 199 is a resolution authorizing the township to award a construction contract to Marshall Lane for roadway improvements there. The township was awarded a grant in the amount of $407,000 to perform road improvements on Marshall Lane. We were very fortunate that the bids came back reasonable at $266,277. So we're going to award a contract to Black Rock LLC to perform the repair road work on Marshall Lane. Yes. I'm sorry, 191. 2024-192 is authorizing the use of competitive contracting for emergency board-up services. We recommend that the council approve this resolution, which authorizes the RFP for emergency board-up services. These services are utilized primarily by our construction department and fire department. If there is a house fire and they need to board up to secure the property, these would be the contracted vendors for the township that could be utilized for these particular services. Resolution number 193 is a resolution authorizing a not to exceed increase to Alimo Group for the provision of engineering services to the township. Alimo is one of our consulting engineers for the municipality, and we recommend council approve an award to Alimo for engineering services that are related to the running track and the turf field to be located at the JFK Center. Resolution number 194 is a resolution authorizing the township to establish a not to exceed contract for Consolidated Steel Aluminum Fence Company. They're going to include, or this contract will include upgrades to the fence at the Sportsman Field. Resolution number 195 is the resolution to approve the vouchers for payment. Resolution 196 is a resolution presented by the clerk's office to grant an extension of premises. If the clerk wants to elaborate on 196, 197, which is a resolution authorizing the township to execute a social affairs permit.
I have no problem doing that. Resolution 2024-196, it's for an an extension of premises permit for 1911 Smokehouse along with a rain date. Resolution 197, it's a social affairs permit. It's for Diamond Dogs for a fundraiser that they're doing. And then resolution 198 is the ABC license transfer. It's the second of 3 licenses for the Rancocas Golf Club. Resolution 2024-200 is another extension of premises permit for 1911 Smokehouse. Resolution 2024-199 is the appointment of a deputy.
Okay,
Sorry, took liberty.
that's all right. And those are all the items being presented to the council for this evening for your consideration.
Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to open it up for public comment on agenda items only. If there's any questions or concerns you have about what's been presented on this agenda, please come up now. There will be another public comment for miscellaneous things after this public comment. So if there's any public comment for agenda items only, you have 2 minutes. All right, seeing none, public comment for agenda items is now open. Closed. Okay, you can proceed with the ordinances.
Of course, I would request, a motion and a second to adopt, ordinance 2024-13. Introduce. What, did we say adopt?
Mhm.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Whitfield, and Dr. Worthy, seconded by Dr. Worthy. Roll,
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
yes.
Okay, ordinance 2024-14. I would request a motion and a second to introduce that ordinance.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Dr. Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes.
And now, I'm opening the public hearing on ordinance 2024-11. If anybody has any questions, please step forward. No? Okay, I'm closing the public hearing. I'm requesting a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Dr. Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes.
Hearing. And then,
12.
what-
2020.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ordinance 2024-12. I'm opening the public hearing. If anybody has any comment, please come forward. With no one coming forward, I request a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, seconded by Dr. Worthy. Any further discussion? Just from previous conversation, just want to make sure as we make this allowance that, you do keep council abreast of what's coming through and, just run it by as
Of
time
course.
permits.
For all the legalized games of chance,
Mhm.
of course.
All right. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. All right, before we move forward, are there any resolutions that anyone would like to take out for further discussion? I'm gonna pull, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna request to pull 197.
Okay. All right,
Mayor,
I'm gonna,
I would suggest pulling the one for the deputy clerk.
okay. And I'm gonna pull 200 too. I just want further clarification on these. All right, anything else? All right, I make a motion for a consent agenda for resolutions 2024-184 through 196. And to also include resolution 2024-198.
Second.
Moved by Mayor McIntosh, seconded by Deputy Mayor Anderson. Roll call?
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the resolutions as stated.
Second?
Moved by Mayor McIntosh, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. Okay. 197.
24, 199, 200. So resolution 2024-197,
Mhm.
what,
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Dr. Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Any further discussion? Yes, Dr. Worthy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I had a few questions, Mr. Fall. I was looking at the resolution itself and I wasn't clear in terms of if this was a one-time use or what we would be allowing. I'm looking at the dates and times specified on page one
it
forty-seven.
was a 3-day, I believe it's a 3-day event.
Okay, the dates and times aren't, it's not clear. It states, do you want me to read it or you want to pull it up?
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
It's for the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Right,
It's, the first date's 4 PM to 1 AM.
that says one PM on ours.
Yes, it's right.
So just,
for-
the copy I have says August 9th from
He's
four
looking,
PM.
looking at
to-
this. I think the application has.
Right, but the
The-
resolution.
The resolution is what.
Right.
He's
speaking of this.
Oh,
separate. On here, it says a typo, yeah.
So I
Okay,
just want to clean up the language
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
that the resolution matches
I
our,
can do
the
that. That's not a
application.
problem.
That's true.
And making sure that it's also in compliance with whatever the ordinance says
Right.
for our curfews or, the times businesses
Okay.
closed. Like, I just,
I will
um,
verify.
wanted
I'm
to verify
still-
that.
I am still waiting on clarification from the individual on explicitly what the event is. I had sent correspondence. This was the organization who failed to provide the application in expeditiously. They didn't provide it in time for the council to vote on it last month. So I don't necessarily want to tell them not to hold the event, but I will take that into account.
But is it wise to approve a incomplete would it be considered an incomplete application?
If you want me to pull it, I have no problem pulling it. I have no problem sending it again because I did send the correspondence on Friday. So if that's what you feel comfortable with, I'm fine with proceeding with that.
But then
Alright.
they won't be able to do the
All right,
event.
so I'll let council, yeah, but it's we're voting on an incomplete application.
And if I may, this is very vague what type of event they're trying to sponsor here.
Yeah, I wasn't.
And we have had some issues with Diamond Dogs at that location prior. And I would ask that you not approve this social affairs permit based on previous activities and issues that have happened at that location, which is really questionable, really with the intent that they were establishing their not-for-profit entity at that location.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Well, what I would ask is, were we diligent and did we do what we were supposed to do in terms of reaching out in a timely manner? Did we, I just want to make sure, I don't want to penalize for no reason, but I just want to make sure we did what we were supposed to do.
Right.
But I don't want to get in the habit of accepting incomplete applications.
I understand.
Right.
But, I just want to make sure we, followed up when we were supposed to follow up. That's, my concern.
I did. That
Okay.
that is correct.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Harris. It doesn't specify what type of event it is. So I think for precautionary, they didn't submit everything, so I'm okay with that. Tabling it.
Does anyone else have any other input?
I would just ask for a little more detail in the security plan, number 19.
Okay.
That was approved by the police department.
Okay.
I
I can provide that feedback, but that is.
That portion was
by
approved.
them.
Okay.
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 Okay, that's all I have. If it was approved by the police department, then.
All right, and so, what was there's a motion already on the floor. All right, so, any further discussion? There's a roll call.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Uh,
To approve.
to
Yeah.
approve the application, right? That's what I'm.
Oh, no, it's no. I thought we were pulling this. I thought we were going.
We're in an open, we're in an open.
It was a motion second,
motion
we
was made to
discussed it, so now the motion is
It's
to approve.
to whether or not to approve this
Correct.
as is.
Correct.
Okay, so my answer is no.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
No.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
No.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
No.
Mayor McIntosh.
No.
Okay.
And please give me, if there's a submission and a completion.
Okay.
Keep me updated, keep us
Okay.
updated.
Not a problem.
Okay, resolution 2024 199.
Correct.
Mhm.
I just request that we make an amendment to the resolution to reflect the name of Samantha Savino. I would make the motion with that amendment. You can say just what he said, that's fine.
Okay. Is there a motion with the amended version of that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Perone, seconded by Deputy Mayor Anderson. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. We need to go to 200.
Okay, and the last one is resolution 2024 -200. That is an extension of premises permit. It's a second one that was being
We do it, let's
requested.
make the motion, we'll do discussion.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Is there a motion for resolution 2024-200?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Dr. Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Any further discussion? You can go now.
Councilwoman Perone?
No, you can,
Oh,
discussion.
Sorry, jumping the gun.
Mhm.
It's an extension of premises permit for RMT Holdings, their 1911 Smokehouse. They're holding an event in the end of August. They have a rain date in September. It's approving their extension of premises permit. We received the fee that we need to have. We've received everything we need to have from them. So it should be fine.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. All right, we need a motion for the treasure, do we have a treasurer?
Yes.
Look at that, yeah, I did, okay, I looked at that. We have a motion for the treasurer report for approval and adoption,
So moved?
Second.
moved by Councilwoman Whitfield, seconded by Dr. Worthy. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. We don't have, minutes will be provided next month?
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
We're here for your updates.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's pretty light. We just hired a deputy clerk. I went through a process of interviewing 6 different candidates, 2 of which had RMCs. We selected one tonight, so that was a very involved process. I provided a pretty comprehensive PowerPoint presentation on some ideas I have for my clerk department. Other than that, the vendor has been selected for a shred event. However, I will probably be pushing that event back only because I need the department directors to have enough time to work with them on doing an actual shred event. So that would be something that would be great for the new staff member to be involved in. Other than that, in the month of July, we logged in 95 Oprah requests. With that being said, because I've been charging special service charges, we've been able to save the township $2,000 in the last 2 months in labor costs. Because I charge the cost of the redactions and or reviewing the records. This means this time isn't wasted by the different departments. For example, within the police department, the person would have had to do at least 2 hours worth of work. In the deputy clerk's office, we had one Oprah request that would have cost us 25 man-hours. I mean, that's almost a full, there were 2 Oprah requests from that same individual. So it's just one more way I'm trying to optimize the department and just make sure we have procedures in place that are appropriate. Other than that, that's my report.
Any questions for our clerk? All right, thank you very much. Moving on to unfinished business. Are there any items for unfinished business? Okay, are there any items for new business? All right. We are now at public comment. Public comment is now open. You have 4 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record. Public comment is now open.
All right, Mayor, I see Shirley Dilworth.
Okay.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Shirley Dilworth, 36 Newport Lane. I just have a few, issues and concerns that I'd like to bring to the council this evening. First of all, I'd like to, thank the leadership of the township, Mr. Harris and the township, the town council, for the infrastructure projects that are underway. They really look good, like the road repair and the Clean Community Initiative. Based on my observations, I think the Clean Community Initiative is really making a difference, in the appearance of our community. Especially since school is out. So maybe one of the things that we would like to think about is finding a way to collaborate, with the Board of Education so that when schools are in session, this initiative can take place in conjunction with maybe something that the Board of Education can buy into, so that young people in the town. Now, don't get me wrong. I know young people are not the only one, that toss paper on the grounds. They're not the only one to litter, but they do contribute a lot, to the litter that we see on the ground. So I think it would be a wonderful idea if the township and the Board of Education could find a way to involve young people, in this initiative. The other area of thanks, is I just like to say thanks to the leadership in town for all of the activities, recreational activities and other types of activities that are geared towards, the youth all the way up to the senior community. Like the music concerts at the amphitheater, although those concerts were impacted, pretty greatly by weather. The National Night Out, looking forward to the annual Jazz Fest, the free comedy show, pool activities for our young people, Okay, and other activities like youth pickleball. Okay, I think it's just a wonderful thing that we have activities in town for the various age group. Some of the issues of concerns that I have, one is too many of our residents are storing their trash and their recycle containers, okay, in front areas of the property. Okay, places where the containers are visible, from the street. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's an ordinance in place, okay, that would prevent trash containers and recycle containers from being stored in the front of the property. Okay, another area of concern is, and this is something I just have not been able to figure out, how to handle it. This is why I'm bringing it, before this body. New neighbors are curbing their dog on grassy areas near the street in front of their property. This is disgusting, and I do not know how to handle it.
Okay,
Did you
thank
say
you.
time?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just so disappointed. But thank you anyway.
Thank you, Ms. Dilworth.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else online for public comment?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Gary Johnson, 54 Gramercy Lane. I'd like to do something a little different tonight. Whenever I've had an opportunity to be with the Willingboro police officers, I have always found them to be very professional and a credit to the force in the township. Tonight, I want to relate something that touched me because it affected people who are people I adore and adhere. I live with a woman who has a daughter, and she has a daughter which has some problems. One of which is when she gets too despondent or so, she wants to run away, not to someplace, just run away. She also can get combative, and that's where the story is. I had a doctor's appointment on the hottest day of this month, routine appointment, and I was back home relaxing when there was a knock on the door. I went to answer it, but my nephew was a lot faster on his feet. He got there first. And I heard somebody ask him, is your mother or father here? He looks young. And it struck me as odd. And he just closed the door and said, no, they're not here. And he went back to what he was doing. I was curious, so I opened the door, and it was two Willingboro police officers. And we looked at each other, and they, of course, wanted to know, who are you? And we got into a conversation where I explained the household and the arrangements in that. And what it turned out they were there for was they had my daughter-in-law's daughter at the police station, and they were looking for her mother. Well, my other partner, Esther, had the car with the daughter-in-law, and they were out gallivanting somewhere. I had no idea where. Her phone is out of order, so I couldn't call her. And so I called the nephew down and said, can you call your mother? He said, no, my phone isn't working either. And I'm getting frustrated. So I said, well, you know her number? And he said, yes. So I handed him my phone, and he went to call her, and he said, she's not answering, her mailbox is full. So now I'm really frustrated. So I try to help the police officers with as much information as I could give them. And then being frustrated, then of course the logical thing to do is to go get a cup of coffee. So I was headed to the kitchen and my phone rang. It was the daughter-in-law. She initially thought I was calling to get a ride because I'd been up at the doctor's office. And I said, no. I said, listen, please, the police were just here. Your daughter is at the police station. And I told her the message they'd given me to call 911 or go to the police station. And she said after she got over the the call, she said, all right, I'll go there. So she went to the police station, and a while later, she came home and she didn't have the daughter with her. And she was standing in the hallway and saying, I know they're coming, I know they're coming. And I couldn't figure any of that out. And a few months later, the daughter arrived, accompanied by 5 police officers. And those police officers were fawning over her like she was their own child. And it really struck me as touching, and I really do appreciate it. And to exaggerate a little bit, but I still mean it, that they were providing, I would say that outstanding service was a common virtue. And so before this council and our police chief, I would like to say to those officers, thank you, a very hopeful and sincere thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, public comment is now closed. Mr. Harris, can we just address some of Mrs. Dilworth's? She had plenty of kudos, which is great, but the storing the trash in the trash bins.
Yeah, that is a consistent problem all throughout Willingboro, and our inspections department is going to need to buckle down in those areas. So we will keep everyone updated on the progress that we make in that particular area.
And I
When-
guess we have, and it can't be in the front and it can't be on the side either, right? It has to be in the back.
Yeah,
Back, has to be in the back.
in the
Okay.
back, yes.
All right.
The point that she made regarding the collaborating with the Board of Education to keep the Clean Communities Initiative in tandem with the schools, I think is a wonderful idea. And I'm going to ask Ms. Jackson now if she will begin the process with connecting with the schools. And let's put a program together to educate and get a buy-in with the schools to keep Willingboro clean. I appreciate the acknowledgement of the good work that our employees are doing here, trying to make Willingboro the best community that we can. Not only do our residents begin, our neighbors are beginning to look at what's going on in Willingboro as well. As far as persons curbing their dog on her front lawn, that is an issue that if they see it happening, then they're going to need to really contact the police when it's happening. And then they can deal with that, especially if they're not cleaning up after their animals. And there are some homes that do have very attractive, please curb your dog kind of signs that we are looking to expand and incorporate in other areas in the community as well.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Johnson, definitely appreciate you sharing that story. It's good to hear those stories, the positive things that, a lot of our departments, in particular, our police department at this time. So thank you for sharing that. Anybody, anything else? All right, moving on to council comments. Does any council have any comment today? Dr. Worthy? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I enjoyed National Night Out and appreciate that initiative. I'm so glad we did it on Monday, as we normally do. All the rest of the National Nights Out have been rained
Rained out,
out,
yes.
so that was
Yes,
wonderful.
today, yeah.
I'm excited about the Youth Police Academy and encourage the community and my fellow colleagues to come on out to support our youth. I missed the Youth Fire Academy, but I will be there live and in person on Friday to celebrate our youth. I'm super excited about that. And I'm really excited about the work that we're doing as a council. The public doesn't see a lot of it, in between meetings, having conversations, just 2 at a time, Don't worry, just two at a time. And then the productive executive session meetings that we've had. So rest assured, the work continues, even though you may just see us a couple of hours twice a month or once a month during the summer. There's a lot of work that's being done, and I'm really excited about that. The meetings with administration, with our professionals in town. I'm just excited about the momentum and being able to work alongside this council and the accomplishments that we're able to make. Thank you, Mr. Harris, for your continued leadership and for the work the administration is doing. Thank you, Mr. Falk, for the work in your office. It certainly takes all of us, moving in the same direction with alignment on the common vision and the common goals. And I'm just really excited about the work that we're being able to get done together. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. Thank you,
Mayor.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to start on a somber note. I wanted to extend the condolences to the family of Sharon Anderson. She was such an involved part of our community, being the founder of the Borough Pet Project, being a participant and on the steering committee for the Willingboro Heart and Soul Community Engagement Project, being the secretary of our WMUA. She has just been so involved for so many years and always had good feedback, a frequent attendee to our meetings. But she always had really great input and was a pleasure to have as a resident in this community. She will sorely be missed. And I would ask for council support to prepare a resolution of condolence for the family in that. Also, on a lighter note, I wanted to say congratulations to the graduates of the Youth Fire Academy, 22 graduates again. It is just so great to see those youth being able to explore career opportunities in a really robust way. And congratulations in advance to the Youth Police Academy graduates. I know both programs are very rigorous and they put in a lot of work and are dedicated to that for the weeks that they are in that program. So thank you to our police and fire department for continuing to run those programs. I know it's much appreciated by our youth and providing them those opportunities. Also, just a reminder, as Ms. Jackson reminded, the master plan survey is up. I encourage our residents to go on, tell us what you like about Willingboro, what's challenging in Willingboro, how you move around Willingboro, what development you'd like to see. The survey takes about 10 minutes, and we only have 61 respondents so far, but we would like to see many, many more than that. So please go on the website, follow the link, and take that survey at your earliest convenience. It is open until the end of August. And then lastly, I will see you all at the Jazz Fest. I know we are looking forward to a wonderful show on Sunday. Make sure you bring all your things to stay cool, and I will see you there. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I do want to echo Councilman Whitfield's sentiments with regards to Ms. Anderson's passing. She will be greatly missed. So I definitely would like for us to put together a proclamation for her. And I just also wanted to just add to Mr. Harris and staff for all the wonderful summer events you put on. So thank you so much for everyone that played a part in putting it together. It's really thoughtful, and the events that you've put on, I can tell that you've put a lot of thought into it and time. So I just wanted to say thank you and job well done. That's all.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. I know the weather was bearing some, but for those who came out, we appreciate it. National Night Out was a great success. Thank you, Captain Bucks, for volunteering your time in the dunk tank. Congratulations to Chief Burnett and his department on your receiving the award. Congratulations, Ms. Bolding, for being recognized as a 2024 Burlington County Outstanding Woman. This one hurts. Mr. Harris, keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Projects are moving, and the community is seeing what's happening. So keep up the good work. Everett, thank you so much for hitting the ground running, making a difference in that clerk office, coming to the table with new ideas, implementing, and just keeping things moving. Congratulations to the new deputy clerk. Wish you much success. And condolences to, Sharon Anderson, her family. She was someone I considered to be a friend, during council meetings. She would text me saying, ask this, ask that. So I'm going to miss that, but definitely condolences. She will be greatly missed.
Thank you. And I definitely echo the sentiments of my council colleagues. And then I know, Mr. Harris, you touched upon it, that we were being noticed by neighboring towns, and I do agree. We've, as we're out and about, sometimes I'm with Mr. Harris, sometimes not. But other towns are actually saying, oh, I love this clean communities. I love the way, I'm going down Beverly Ray and Cogus. I love the way it looks. Y'all are doing big things in Willingboro. So I want to keep up that momentum. And I know it takes all of us. So I'm extremely grateful to everyone. And their input for making this a great town. And I look forward to continuing that momentum. So I'm going to repeat, great job. Sometimes, we're hard on you sometimes, but you do a, wonderful job. I know he is. But But let's keep the momentum. Over this past month, it's supposed to be one of the council's down times. But over the summer, we've had a lot of deaths, a lot of young deaths, a lot of phenomenal residents that have passed on. But in particular, Sharon Anderson. I did want to just acknowledge her because she was one who brought solutions. She didn't, complain even online, on social media. She was one to offer correction and solutions. And I think that was very important, in educating our other residents, because a lot of people like to get on and talk and not offer solutions, but she was one who offered an outlet and a solution. So I do want to acknowledge her, and I do want to end this meeting with a moment of silence for Sharon Anderson. Thank you. With that. No. Okay, good. Yeah.
So moved. Second.
Aye. Nat, your curls are gonna be, you don't hear this, Allison?
Good night, Willem.